Hello friends and welcome. We've done this one before and I know there are other videos of it, but as most of you have shared with me, you're really not going back so much as you're moving forward and progressing with me wherever I'm at in teaching. So I want to bring this one in again. So you're going to go into, we're going to start with more of a, I believe they call this Shin Box, right? Where my foot is by my left foot is by my right leg, my right heel is closer to my buttocks. And I'm going to bring my hands back and I'm just simply going to whoosh-wash back and forth. If you need to adjust yourself slightly so you're more on your mat, please do, right? And I say that because in a second we might come up on our knees. And if you want to leave your hands back, if that's better for you, you do. If you want to bring your hands up and look ma, no hands, right? You're going to look ma, no hands it. Now, I rock forward when I do this, so I'll bring myself back occasionally, just so that when I go into this next move, which is maybe, you come up onto your knees, right? I have the blanket underneath me, or if you're on carpet, you're probably great, but I don't enjoy doing this on hardwood floors, right? You could even put a blanket down on top of your mat, etc. Now, go ahead and come back down. Now we're going to do it in a 90-90. This is a sweet little, simple little, not easy, simple. So now, you can go back to where you were, Shin Box, easier on the hip joints, right? Otherwise, you're going to try for 90-90. So I have this left leg out at 90, I'm at 90, I'm at 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90 is what it should be called, right? And so from there, again, I just start to move into my windshield wiper, letting my legs come into this as far as they can. Go back to Shin Box if you don't like this one, right? And letting you just move through a windshield wiper style. Again, I'm going to move myself back a little bit. I'm rocking, and maybe you take hands out of the mixture. And it doesn't matter. Your knee doesn't have to touch, but do work it towards the ground just for that last little bit, right? And then maybe you try to bring that one up. That one's a lot harder for me. Well, which is why we progressively started with the Shin Box and came down. Maybe you go back to the Shin Box. Maybe you leave your hands on the ground the whole time, right? Maybe you put a blanket underneath your knees. What do you need to do to make this yours? And come on back down. One more piece here. Go into either Shin Box or 90-90 to the left. And then from there, we're going to inhale and reach our arms up and interlace our hands behind our head. My chest is facing the same direction as my left knee-ish. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to lean over towards the right, back through center, and lean over to the left, but don't let yourself fall over. Where is your edge? And inhale up, and exhale, leaning to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale, leaning to the left. Coming on back to center. And then from there, one more thing. Try to leave your body either towards the side. Don't pitch it forward to do what I'm going to ask you to do, right? You're going to try to lift that back heel up. So really push down into the inner right knee to try to lift your right heel up, and you're going to feel some stuff firing up. But again, I can do it if I lean, right, and my whole pelvis lifts it up. But I'm going to try and keep this hip down, and I'm going to try to lift that heel without lifting my pelvis. I can't. Well, my heel is lifted, but my toes are still on the ground. I can't get that off. Maybe someday I'll be able to. I don't know. Would be awesome. I know a bunch of teachers and other people who can do it. I have some students who can do it, and I can't, and I'm their teacher, right? Oh, well, so be it. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come over to the other side, either Shin Box or 90-90. I'm going to interlace, and I'm going to lean to the left. Coming back up to center, I'm going to lean to the right. Try not to go too far, right? Imagine that you have a wall behind you that you're sliding against. So you keep that integrity of the spine. Not that the spine can never not be elongated, but for this, we want it elongated, right? And we're going to bring that over. Come on up, chest facing somewhere in this direction without leaning is the main point. I'm going to push into my inner left knee to try to lift my left heel up. And for my friends who it's like you just find yourself leaning, it might be helpful to manually adjust yourself, keep that left hip down, and now try to lift that left heel up off of the ground. Some people can literally do this number. I personally can't. You know, if you want to play, you can lift it and then you can try to hold it, and that's another way to work that line. But when I did it, my whole hip turned in, right? So it's a tricky little number. And come back through center. Let the legs come out in front of you and just do a whoop, whoop, whoop. Any kind of little adjustment you need to. And another just short little sweet hip and pelvis number for you. Again, I would put this in the conditioning category. Doing this just, you know, when you think about it, hopefully on a fairly regular basis, just to get these babies stable and primed. Namaste.